back to another edition of Cannabis in Canada with Jason Wilcox. Hell yeah, it's been a long time, my friends. Much love, much respect to all our subscribers who stayed on and stayed with us. We're coming back to the grow room. Nutrients are on the table, bubble bags, some weed, phones are ringing. We're back, and we're coming back on a new track. We're going to be doing a lot of new things. Now that we got the lawyers before the courts, we restrained the federal government, federal injunction. We've got them slated for trial, and we're suing their asses for 40 million. Woo! Now it's time to get back to the garden and doing what Jason used to like to do, because many of y'all out there don't recognize that I'm not just an activist. Before all this started, I was just a grower. So I kind of want to get back to basics. So there's a couple things we're going to be doing today. I'm actually going to do a two-part show. This is going to be an update on the coalition, and then we're going to do the bubble bags. And I want to get into that because I had a really interesting discussion with Mark, aka Bubble Man, when he was on my radio show on Time for Hemp, and gave me some excellent information on the 8-bag system and full melt. And really, I haven't done a show on my channel. Our channel's been going 7 years here. I haven't done one since I think 2007 or 2008 when I did my only bubble bag demonstration, and I can't remember how well it went, but I think that was when there was only 3 bags. But that being said, one thing I wanted to talk about, federal injunction, very important. People out there want to know, what is it the coalition is going to do? It's a flawed injunction. We didn't protect you. Yes, we did. We went to the judge and we said we want new applications. We would like a memorandum. We would like Health Canada to stay open. Now, what the judge said was, no, I will not issue a memorandum. I will not tell Health Canada to stay open, but I'll meet you halfway. The government's, the MMPR is saying 150 grand, so basically what the judge did was meet us halfway. We call that the flawed injunction. Even 2 of our plaintiffs aren't covered. Now, we understand the frustration in trying to understand what exactly happened, but before people say it's the coalition or Mr. Conroy's fault, okay, or our legal team, my God, since when did the legal team make the judge's decision? I mean, really, we asked the judge for one thing, he gave another. So now we're looking at ways to address it. And after much exploration, watching what's happened in some of these other cases across the country, we've come to a solution. That solution is going to be posted on our website. It just came off the wire today. It is on social media. You can find it out there on Facebook land or wherever you are. It will be posted on our website, and it will be blast emailed to all of our members across the country, so that you have a chance. If that 150 gram limit, now of course the address change, we all know, well hell yeah, I might move, and that's going to affect me, you know, because I don't want to destroy all my cannabis and kitty litter because I move and lose injunction protection, you know, so that's a big issue. People move. So that's going to come up. There's people that were in the queue, okay, when Health Canada just didn't give their licenses. Those people that were in the queue, they're also important, okay? There's issues around with people unsure what the dates are and all this other stuff. This comes down again to the judge's decision and the language in it. The Attorney General of Canada's interpretation and Mr. Conroy's interpretation. And of course, the Attorney General wins until we get to appeal. Everybody's saying now, what's going on with the appeal? Why aren't we running to appeal? Hello, we're not the defendants, guys. The government is the defendant. We put their asses on trial. So they need to appeal their own stupid defense. Okay, they came up with a defense that they had this fire, mold, and organized crime. They had nothing. It was anecdotal. The balance of convenience fell on irreparable harm to us, the patients. You know, so the government is in no hurry because they're probably more worried about our cross appeal, which is going to address the very issues that many people are asking about. So where am I going with all this? Email cannabisincanada@gmail.com. Go to our website, Google MMAR Coalition, check us out on Facebook, same thing, hit in MMAR Coalition, you'll find us. You know, this is where you'll get the information. Hit me up with your number, or your email, and most importantly, if you get a chance to read Mr. Conroy's statement once it's on our website, you'll see exactly what he's asking for. It's basically an impact statement, or a statement from yourself. Well, just one page. We don't need a book. We just need one page that says, how does the injunction not cover you? Either you're moving, you were planning to move, and now you feel like you're restrained to your house. Maybe you wanted to go on a vacation like I did recently across the country, and you're restricted because you have a 20 gram a day limit. And that restricts you to less than a week's holidays, okay? So you can't take a 2-week holiday without relying on a criminal to get your medication. That's not something known as your Section 6 mobility rights under the Charter. So again, my friends, these are the issues at hand. And these are the issues we intend to address. Now, whether we don't get to cross appeal because the government wants to dogfuck the job, that's their choice. Let them do it. We're in no hurry to rush to a 3-circuit bench of judges. We don't want 3 judges, and we're in no hurry for that at all. Stop listening at me. We're in no hurry at all to get to that 3rd Circuit bench, and I'm sure the Crown, I'm sure that we understand that as we go forward, this letter, what this essentially means is that in Judge Phelan's case, now this is one of those 200 matters that got stayed in Ontario. It was interesting in what one of the judges said, which is Judge Phelan, in how he categorized people and who was covered and who wasn't covered under an injunction. So again, this is where we believe that there's legal wiggle room to correct this injunction and to correct it under proper counsel, and it might cost us a bit, and we are prepared now. We have a direction forward, and we're taking in the names. The more names, the more activity there will be going forward, and the more likely the judge will potentially make it so that you'll be able to get your applications renewed. You'll be able to get your applications changed. If you want to put your designated grow over there, if you want to put your garden in another location, you can, and you're not restricted. That 150 gram limit would be removed, and Health Canada would have to open their doors. That's probably why the Crown's scared. So while everybody's out there running around trying to be lawyers, how about we just raise funds and let the lawyers do their jobs in the courtroom? So this is kind of my rant and rave, but at the same time I wanted to update people. Privacy matter. So, privacy matter. Now, I'm a plaintiff in this. We did file first. The Coalition Against Repeal filed when our privacy was breached. Health Canada was so stupid as to put marijuana on there and expose medical patients. I'd say 80%, whatever, 36,000 of 40,000 people is whatever, or 38,000 are growers of the 40,000 licensees in the country. So you expose that many people. It wasn't just the word marijuana. It's like the marijuana is likely being grown here. But either way, you draw your own conclusion. You have breached our privacy. Those that want to know what the update is, check the Branch and McMaster website, Cooper's website, McInnes and Innes. These are all the firms working as a consortium together that formed. And what I'm here in BC is I'm basically a plaintiff that's blocking a lower firm from screwing up everybody's payday here in BC as part of the larger body, because my interests are being protected with them. So you might have noticed that on the website it says Jason Wilcox. They want to call me back up to answer the questions I refuse to answer under cross-examination. Now, of course, I'm not going to answer when my attorney says, I instruct you not to answer. So of course I didn't answer 50% of the questions because they had nothing to do with the motion at hand. So it just goes to show you that the government's going to fight us tooth and nail, every step of the way. Are we going to win? Hell yes. Are we going to win the constitutional right to use or grow, or not to use, but to cultivate our cannabis? Hell yes. We're going to win this. Fire, mold, and organized crime was what they used to implement the MMPR, to justify it. They sold it to the public, the fire, the police, the health minister. Remember the big charade? Where's all that now? This is where we're at. They know it, we know it, every academician in the country knows it. Fire, mold, and gangsters is anecdotal, so the government either needs to fart out some new friggin', stop listening to me. It needs to fart out at me some new information that's going to actually demonstrate to me that there's something out there, or demonstrate to the courts that there's something out there that would justify their allegations, or the issue of personal cultivation is no longer an issue. It's already a due process. Now, what becomes an issue is extractions, some of what we're going to be doing in the next video. Extractions become an issue, okay, because they're technically illegal. So the science around it is something that we're going to do. We're going to address that. That's going to be the tricky part of the trial, and the expensive part. Think about the experts we need. We're talking about a federal constitutional decision. We're not talking about some little small court. So you need some big time experts to make this a serious right, and that's where the science comes in. Then of course there's that 150 gram mobility rights. At what point does it become a mobility right? 5 grams, 20 grams, 40 grams? Believe it or not, there's people with 150 gram limits. Mr. Kurt Tusaw in BC here in the lower court bypassed the federal injunction for his clients who are now allowed to continue on with their normal carriage amount, or carry amount, the normal storage amount, and of course protected under federal injunction no different than we are. And big ups to Kurt Tusaw and into that mobility argument, which is the first time I ever heard of it, but it makes sense because when you're prescribed medicine, it's for 30 days so you can move freely within the country. So when the government says, Mr. Wilcox, you can have 20 grams a day, but you can only have 150 grams on you at a time, they're restricting my mobility rights and yours. For that reason alone, email cannabisincanada@gmail.com. Contact Jason Wilcox. I will be representing you in this matter with Mr. Conroy, and we'll be doing our best to certainly remedy this with qualified counsel. Qualified. On that note, we'll see you next time. Google MMAR Coalition. Check us out. Next video, we're going to get into, shout out first to Green Plant Nutrients. As I kick back into the growing, y'all know many ones where it's at. This is what I started with. I tested this before it was ever an award-winning product. And a lot of people that don't want to use organics, this burns hot, you have to use pH up. We're going to be bringing all that to you. And again, there's nothing better than using this product in my own opinion. And just for the hell of it, this has been going as a popular product, this Terpedator. So I grabbed some of this when I was at the shop today. So we're going to try that. Now this goes in the soil. There was a lot of rumor online that you actually spray this stuff. You spray this stuff all over your buds, and I was going to be like, I ain't down for that, that ain't cool. But yeah, that shit goes in the soil. So I'm going to be interested in studying more around the science and bringing some of that to you. We're going to get right back into this. We're talking low stress training, hard stress training, bonsai. We're going to freaking rip this shit up. We're going to bring back old school growing, new school growing, and how it all falls in between. LED down to friggin', you know, really, we're going to go fluorescent, LED, down to HPS, down to metal halide, doesn't matter. We want to explore it all and see what more we can bring. So with Green Planet, with some of the nutrients that we'll be bringing to you, the one thing I want to give a shout out to, just in closing here, is the coalition needs to understand, and I give a shout out to all you nutrient companies. I don't give a shit who you are or how big you think you are. You know, you have not really stepped up to the plate to help the medical patients, you know, who buy from your store. Furthermore, should we win this constitutional challenge, 450,000 people in this country is what Health Canada, the government of Canada, says are going to have permits to grow, or said are going to have permits. Okay, so let's just say the statistics are 80%, and let's just say they drop even 40 or 20%. You're talking 40% of 450,000 people are going to come to your store to buy your tents, your nutrients, and keep your business alive. 101 reasons to get behind the Coalition Against Repeal and to donate. And we'd be happy to put your logo up on our website as a formal endorsement of the coalition. And collectively, we can fight and repel these ridiculous laws that say you cannot cultivate cannabis within your home or within the city limits. And not only the government can do it because, well, again, they're fire molded gangsters ain't there. I don't know what they're going to come up with next. But either way, we're prepared for it. On that note, this is Jason Wilcox. We'll see you in the next movie where it is Bubble Bags, rookie experiment. We're going to bring this to you, 8-bag set. And once again, thanks to our friends down at Pacific Northwest Garden Supply who brought this to us. It's a brand new kit. We've got some stuff in the freezer, some ice. And once again, it's going to be a rookie demonstration, so you're going to want to check that out. And it's not going to be with this stuff because, once again, it's supposed to be frozen. This is just sitting out here for eye candy. I'm going to do some dabs. See you in the next movie. Cheers.
Blossoming at a hydroponic shop in BC. Sales have been smoking hot ever since 2 U.S. states legalized marijuana. The company, called Green Planet, carries everything anyone would need to grow plants, any kind of plants, indoors. In Colorado, it is now legal to have 6 marijuana plants in a secure area.